This morning, fans and competitors are racing to the biggest event in Oswego.
We are learning more about the new president's vision for the university.
Prepare yourself for the nationwide system alert. More on that that's happening and why.
This is happening now.
Good morning and welcome to Rise and Shine Oswego. I'm Kaley Richmond.
And I'm Hannah Katz. Thank you for joining us.
Today kicks off the 51st running of Super Dirt Week in Oswego. Nearly 300 cars are entered into the contest and some drivers are former champions. Fans are ready to watch as 250 campers loaded in yesterday.
There are events every day this week, but on Wednesday, a Dirt Car Day Parade will be held in the city of Oswego. For more information, visit superdirtweek.com.
On Thursday, newly appointed SUNY Oswego President Peter Wosu gave his first State of the University address. In this address, he announced his new Vision 4040 initiative that aims to double the annual amount of graduates of SUNY Oswego by 2040. This plan includes increasing graduation rates, growing enrollment pipelines, and increasing transfer students.
It's October, which means the Halloween season has officially begun. This past Friday, Mayor Billy Barlow announced Oswego's first ever zombie fashion show. This event will be held at Curtis Manor at 6:30 on October 4th. This is a free family-friendly event. For more information, visit oswegozombiefashionshow.com.
Oswego County Emergency Management Office is warning residents about the nationwide test of the emergency alert system and wireless emergency alerts. Cellular phones will activate on Wednesday at approximately 2:20 p.m. Director of the Oswego County Emergency Management Office, Kathleen Palmatesso, wants to remind residents that Oswego County extensively conducts testing of its emergency alerting systems as part of its nuclear power plant emergency plan. With just a few hours remaining, House Speaker Kevin McCarthy put together a bipartisan deal that would fund the government for 45 days, and with the support from both the House and the Senate, the bill was passed and sent to President Biden's desk for signature.
However, the deal may cost Speaker McCarthy his job, as some in his own party are threatening to remove him from his position. Rob Kirkpatrick has the latest.
A government shutdown. After months of working on a deal, the Senate approved the measure after the House abruptly reversed course earlier in the day and passed a bipartisan bill.
Last night, Congress passed a spending bill that's going to keep the government open. And it's good news for the American people because the government will not shut down and a needless crisis will have been averted.
The stopgap measure will fund the government for 45 days as both sides work on a permanent deal. The bill includes natural disaster aid, but not additional funding for Ukraine, which was a sticking point for some lawmakers.
Putin is celebrating. We got 45 days to fix it. I don't see how the dynamics change in 45 days.
The bipartisan deal could also cost Kevin McCarthy his job as Speaker of the House, with some GOP members calling for his ouster as infighting over funding the bill escalated within his own party.
I think he is in trouble. Part of that is because there has to be some level of strong leadership in our chamber.
I do intend to file a motion to vacate against Speaker McCarthy this week. I think we need to rip off the Band-Aid. I think we need to move on with new leadership that can be trustworthy.
But the California Republican fired back at those threats and said, bring it on.
This is personal with Matt. He's more interested in securing TV interviews than doing something. He wanted to push us into a shutdown only because he wants to take this motion. So be it. Bring it on. Let's get over with it and let's start governing.
I'm Rob Kirkpatrick reporting.
Former President Donald Trump arrives in New York City this morning for his civil court date. New York Attorney General Letitia James brought a lawsuit against Trump in September of 2022, claiming that Trump and his adult sons engaged in fraud. James says that Trump lied about his net worth for his financial benefit, which the former president has continuously denied. Both sides have agreed to a bench trial, meaning that there will be no jury present and all decisions will be made by a judge.
Staying in the New York City area, this weekend the city saw some of the wettest conditions they have ever seen as the city faced torrential downpours and flooding. Governor Kathy Hochul announced a state of emergency as subway lines, streets, and airport terminals closed across the city. Amidst the flooding, even the zoos were affected as a Central Park sea lion took a swim in a nearby floodwater.
This weekend, an Amber Alert was issued in the desperate search for a missing 9-year-old at an upstate New York State park. Charlotte Sena, the missing girl, was biking with friends near her family's campsite Saturday evening, but did not return after going off on her own. Charlotte's bike was found in the initial search, but she was nowhere to be found, leading to a full-scale investigation. Governor Kathy Hochul met with the Charlotte family and said that the state police will spare no effort to find her.
Well, October has just begun and fall is in full swing. Our Storm Team 10 Assistant Chief Meteorologist Aurora Fitzgerald is in the studio with your weather report.
Aurora, can you give us a sneak peek for what we can expect for the week?
Yep, thanks guys. So before we get into the rest of the week, we're going to take a look at Oswego current conditions. It is currently 56 degrees, feels like 55, so it is a little bit chilly. However, it's kind of humid out there. Well, I shouldn't say kind of. It is 99% humidity out there, so it will feel a little warmer than usual. Very light wind at south 4 miles per hour, so maybe a light jacket you'll need today. That's all for my preview. Back for the desk.
Thank you, Aurora. Coming up, we have the president and senior advisor of 2½, coming in to talk about the 8th annual Walk of Shame.
And fall weather is back in full swing. Aurora is back with your full forecast.
Say, President Stanley, whenever there's bad weather, who would you turn to?
I'd turn to Storm Team 10.
No, but you've got to say it like this. Storm Team 10. Say it with me. Storm Team 10.
What's going on?
Yeah, we go on at like 11:30. It's like
No.
What do you mean no?
It's 10:30.
10:30?
Matt, it's 10:30.
What do you mean it's 10:30? Hey, don't touch that. That's my ladder.
Hey, man.
Whoa. You know this book was already discounted 10%?
Wow. Get a close up of that one. Matthew,
look at that.
Can we go back inside? I want to sleep in the studio again.
Welcome back to Rise and Shine Oswego. A campus organization known as 2½, is set to host their annual Walk of Shame event tomorrow. The organization started the walk in 2015 and has not looked back since.
To tell us more about the event, please welcome Dennis Molina, president of 2½, and Natalia Burrell, senior advisor of the club.
Now, Dennis, we'll start with you. What is the Walk of Shame? Can you kind of give us a little bit of an overview about what the event is?
Yeah, of course. First of all, good morning to you guys and good morning to the WTOP family. Thank you guys for having us. We're very humbled to be here. As far as the Walk of Shame, it is an it is an annual walk from MCC Food Court to Oneida Hall. Oneida Hall being the first place where the first case of sexual assault was reported here on campus. And that happened in around 2007, and then we got the walk going in around 2015.
I gotcha. Yeah. Now, how would you say has this event impacted students here, Natalia?
I feel like it's been able to bring light to the situations that are actually happening within college campuses, because currently we're going through a time which is considered the red zone, which is where the most sexual assault cases are reported on a campus from between the beginning of the semester to Thanksgiving break. So it's very important to be able to tell people these things and to let them know that there are people that understand them, that are here for them, and they're not victims, they're survivors, and know that they're not alone.
Absolutely. I love that you guys have a place where you have that access for students and that students have a safe place to go to. So that's very great.
And for both of you, how do you feel, what do you want students to learn from this event?
2.5 is an advocacy org. And I think with everything we do, the biggest goal is always to destigmatize these types of issues, right? And it's also to normalize having a conversation. This isn't really like not to say it's not a justice-focused event, but it is a victim-oriented event, right? So it's just opening up that space and having the availability for everybody to have a safe and comfortable conversation about this, you know? We really believe that a lot of problems are not individual problems and they are community problems, right? So I think this helps to educate, men on what are safe practices and not so safe practices, because especially on college campuses, there are a lot of gray areas, right? And we kind of have to define those, and then we kind of have to kind of stick to those. So this is a learning experience for everybody, and it's a way to educate and inform as well as create like this safe haven.
Absolutely. So how can the community participate in this event tomorrow? What can they do? How can they get started to prepare for this?
So tomorrow we are going to be having our poster making at 5:30, which is before. So you guys can come and make your own posters about what you feel Walk of Shame is to you. And we'll be starting at 6:30, and we'll be leaving MCC from the food court, and then we'll be meeting in Heart Circle, where there will be performances by different orgs and different dance clubs, and Octavia, which is a very new a cappella group on campus. They'll be performing and debuting as well, which we're very excited to see. We're gonna have poetry, we're gonna have Image be able to perform as well, and Tempo and Spice, and we're gonna be walking from Heart Circle, we're gonna be going to Cayuga Hall, and then we're gonna be going to Oneida Hall, which is where it was first reported.
Very nice, very nice.
So the biggest way anybody could help, I guess, would be to come and walk with us. You know, this is a very inclusive event. And again, we believe that destigmatization is the biggest is the biggest solution to these community issues. So I guess that would be the biggest way to come. I mean, the biggest way to support, to just come and walk with us.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, thank you, Dennis and Natalia, for coming on our show today. I'm very excited to see how this event goes for you. Still to come, road rage has put a former federal prosecutor behind bars.
Plus, Storm Team 10 Assistant Chief Meteorologist Aurora Fitzgerald has your full weather report coming up after this break.
Say, President Stanley, whenever there's bad weather, who would you turn to?
I'd turn to Storm Team 10.
No, but you've got to say it like this. Storm Team 10. Say it with me. Storm Team 10.
What's going on?
Yeah, dude, we go on at like 11:30. It's like,
No.
what do you mean no?
It's 10:30.
10:30?
Yeah, it's 10:30.
What do you mean it's 10:30?
Hey, don't touch that. That's my ladder.
Hey, man.
Whoa. You know this book was already discounted 10%?
Wow.
Wow.
Get a close up of that one. Matthew,
Look at that.
can we go back inside? I want to sleep in the studio again.
Welcome back to Rise and Shine Oswego. I'm your Storm Team 10 meteorologist, Aurora Fitzgerald. So taking a look at our coffee cast, this is probably one of my favorite graphics on here. So currently 55 degrees. As you're heading out the door, it's a little sunny, a little patchy fog in some places too, so you might want a small coffee, keep you a little warm throughout the day. And taking a look at our day planner, high today 74 degrees, low is 58. Not going to be breezy at all with southwest winds, at 2 to 5 miles per hour. There is going to be some fog in the area, so as you're heading out there, please be careful while you're commuting. And taking a look at New York around the state. So again, there is a lot of fog that is around all the areas in New York State. There was a special weather statement for that. So please be careful once you're commuting, no matter where you are going. Other places like Oswego right here, it's going to be sunny, beautiful. The fog will subside, so the sun will definitely come out later, and it will be a gorgeous day. Taking a look at our surface map, we have two high pressures. So basically, you're going to have a lot of great weather for the rest of the day, a lot of great weather for the rest of the week. Taking a look at our 7-day forecast. So I know it's October. October just started. However, it might feel like summer out there. Don't worry, fall will be coming. So we see 77 degrees, 82 degrees, 84. That is the highest. I hope it will go. And again, it's going to be very sunny, a little cloudy, but again, the beginning of this week is going to be very nice. So I encourage everyone to go outside, enjoy these beautiful days, and taking a look at Sunday and Monday. You might see some rain. It's definitely going to get colder. That fall weather is starting to kick in. And that's all for my full weather report. Now, back to the desk.
Thanks, Aurora. Turning to national news, a former federal prosecutor has allegedly stabbed a man after a road rage incident on a Tampa highway. Patrick Douglas Scruggs is now behind bars after shutting down a major bridge for nearly 3 hours. Scruggs served as an assistant United States attorney for the U.S. Department of Justice between 2012 and 2023.
2 months ago, residents of Lahaina, Hawaii, fled their homes in the wake of impending wildfires in the area. Now, those residents are finally coming home after Hawaiian officials announced the reopening of 3 zones in the area. Starting Monday, people will be allowed to re-enter the building, but media members are asked to stay away so residents can have privacy. Now, locals will start the long process of rebuilding their home.
First responders' jobs can be very tolling on their mental health. In Wilmington, North Carolina, helping first responders focus on their mental health has become a concerted effort.
Reporter Mara McGill has the latest.
Emergency services isn't an easy job, even for a 911 dispatcher who might be on the phone talking someone through performing CPR or a violent domestic dispute.
You never know what phone call you're going to get.
And many times, those telecommunicators don't know the outcome of that situation. It's traumatic calls like that Kaley Green says sticks with you. She's worked in the New Hanover County 911 Center as a telecommunicator for 8 years now, and she says the job started to take a toll on her.
I was extremely burnt out, and it was starting to affect my physical health and my family. But finding programs, finding other people, like-minded individuals, and being part something bigger has made me fall in love with the job again.
Hope Downs, the director of the 911 Center, says taking care of her team and their mental health is equally as important as those dispatchers helping our community.
We've done little things like putting gaming machines in the break rooms or in the privacy rooms. Oxford University did a study years ago on first responders, which included telecommunicators, and found that after an incident, if sometime afterwards, if you go and play Tetris, you're less likely to recall the traumatic events.
Something that might seem like a small change, but Green says makes a big difference.
And those are really helpful after stressful incidents to be able to use our hands and get our minds off of things. The game specifically, because you're so focused on that your mind can take a relaxing break from what they were going through.
It really is a team effort, and so they have to be able to work together to get through the day, and it's not always just taking the calls, it's just checking in on one another.
Because Green knows how important that can be.
There are some times after you've taken back-to-back traumatic phone calls that you just need a minute to recover.
A bigger focus on mental health for first responders so they can better help you in an emergency.
Wilmington is hoping that this small attempt can inspire a larger attempt by the nation to focus on first responders and their mental health. For the first time in history, European Union Foreign Affairs Council is meeting outside of its current borders in Kyiv, Ukraine. Ukrainian Foreign Minister Dmytro Kuleba stated this is a historic event because, for the first time ever, the Foreign Affairs Council is going to sit outside of its current borders. This is a message itself, a message of support that the EU is extending to Ukraine. The European Union has shown their commitment to Ukraine in aiding them in their war of aggression against Russia.
Indonesian President Joko Widodo, with the help of China, has launched the first ever Asia bullet train. The railway is set to begin commercial operations today. This is a key project under China's Belt and Road Infrastructure Initiative that will help drastically reduce travel time between the two cities.
Coming up next, a Black woman-owned capital venture firm is being forced to pause grant applications.
And which celebrities have confirmed their relationship through a Gucci campaign? Our entertainment reporter, Kanaya Mabry, has the latest.
Coming up, we'll be covering who raised football prices, who will be giving away money, and more.
But let's take a look at what's on the menu today. For lunch at Lakeside, there is chicken and Beyond Burgers. At the salad bar, there is Texas caviar salad and chicken Caesar salad.
For dinner, Pathfinder has New York strip steak and chicken with rice.
And at Cooper for late night, there are pancakes and a breakfast sandwiches on a croissant.
And it could be your last chance to see one occur for 2 decades, as the next time one will be visible over the continental U.S.
He's May 84. Yarrow told police in the hospital that he had pressed the doorbell and waited.
They mix with oxygen and nitrogen and can briefly
What's going on?
Yeah, dude, we go on at like 11:30. It's like
No.
What do you mean no?
It's 10:30.
10:30?
Yeah, it's 10:30.
What do you mean it's 10:30?
Hey, don't touch that. That's my ladder.
Hey, man.
Whoa. You know this book was already discounted 10%?
Wow. Get a closer with that one. Broadcast news.
Look at that.
Can we go back inside? I want to sleep in the studio again.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Welcome back to Rise and Shine Oswego. We are now going into my entertainment section to talk about the world of entertainment. The pop star Taylor Swift arrived at MetLife Stadium Sunday to cheer on Travis Kelce at the Kansas City Chiefs primetime game against the New York Jets. The report of Taylor's arrival sparked an increase in ticket prices as her fans swarmed to buy tickets. Swift and Kelce caused quite a stir last week at the Chiefs game against the Chicago Bears. The game was the most watched matchup of the week and ranking first among women ages 12 to 49. Rock legend Mick Jagger was recently interviewed by the Wall Street Journal. The 80-year-old rocker discussed the business of the Rolling Stones. The interview was sparked as the band readies the release of their first album for original music in 18 years. When asked if there were plans to sell their music to make even more money, Jagger said no, adding that his children don't need $500 million to live well, and suggesting that he may donate his fortune to charity. Kardashian star and music superstar Kendall Jenner and Bad Bunny maybe have confirmed their romance after appearing alongside each other for Gucci's latest campaign. The campaign release comes 6 months after the rumors of Jenner and Bunny's supposed romance. They have not made any public comment on the matter, but have been seen on date nights and lavish vacations together. Black women-owned venture capital firm Fearless Fund has been ordered to pause grant applications supporting Black female founders. The decision was made on Saturday while a lawsuit claiming racial discrimination works its way through the courts. A nonprofit group founded by Edward Blund, the conservative activist, is suing for allegedly committing unlawful racial discrimination. A popular singer-songwriter is going in a different direction with his latest release. David Daniel has that and more in today's Hollywood Minute.
If Herb Alpert covering Jerry Reed's theme song to Smokey and the Bandit was on your list of things you never imagined you would hear, then you are in luck. The song is the lead-off track from Alpert's 49th studio album, Wish Upon a Star. The 14-song set also includes covers of the Beatles, Cat Stevens, and the Disney classic the album is named for. But if you close your eyes, does it almost feel like nothing changed? What do you do to take an already epic pop song to another level? If you are Bastille, you produce a new recording of your signature song Pompeii with Hans Zimmer and the BBC National Orchestra of Wales. The new version is in celebration of the 10th anniversary of the original song. That's Italy's Wind Rose and their new music video for Mine, Mine, Mine. The song comes from the dwarven metal band's latest album, Warfront. Wind Rose recently completed its first U.S. tour and is currently on the road across Europe. Headbanging in Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
Interesting things from the world of Ed Sheeran, but that is all I have today for entertainment news.
We'll be right back after this.
Say, President Stanley, whenever there's bad weather, who would you turn to?
I'd turn to Storm Team 10.
No,
right
but you've
here.
got to say it like this. Storm Team 10. Say it with me. Storm Team 10.
What's going on?
Yeah, dude, we go on at like 11:30. It's like.
No.
What do you mean no?
It's 10:30.
10:30?
Yeah, it's 10:30.
What do you mean it's 10:30?
Hey, don't touch that. That's my ladder.
Hey, man.
Whoa. You know this book was already discounted 10%?
Wow. Get a close up with that one. Matthew,
Look at that.
Can we go back inside? I want to sleep in the studio again.
That's our report for this morning. Stay tuned for WTOP 10 Nightly News tonight.
Thank you for watching. Have a great day.
Hello world and welcome to season 2 of Smile You're on Camera. As you may know, my name is Mia Dirks and I'm so happy to see you here join us for our second season. We have so many new stories to share here on the show and I'm so excited to go on this journey with you all at home over the course of the next few weeks. Being able to show you the lives of some of my friends and fellow students has been such a pleasure and I really can't wait to introduce you to some more great people in the episodes to come. Now, since I saw you last, I had a nice summer break working in New York City and relaxing after a really busy semester last spring. And we can talk about that a little bit more later. I have a few snapshots and quick stories to tell, but we have a show to start now. So for those of you at home who are familiar with the show, welcome back. But for people who are new here, first off, welcome. And I'll tell you a little more about how this show works now. Each week, I bring on a new guest to tell us a little more about their life and involvements. To do this, you'll get to watch a behind-the-scenes look at what a day in their life looks like. Then we'll dive a little deeper into some of the stuff we saw in that video so we can get a better understanding of what's going on. Finally, in our snapshot segment, we discuss some photos and moments sent in from you all at home to see what's going on in your lives. I know that's a pretty simplified version of it, but if you stick around and hang out with us for the next half hour, you will see what I mean. So tonight's guest is someone that I met recently this semester who does some really interesting work, and I wanted to bring her on to talk with some more about it with us. So our first guest of season 2 is Gabby Lagatella. So welcome to the show, Gabby. I'm so happy to see you here.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Thank you. And for the viewers at home, would you like to introduce yourself and tell us a little more about who you are?
Yeah, of course. So I'm Gabrielle Lagatella. I'm a junior here at SUNY Oswego. I'm a broadcast and mass comm major, and I'm really excited to be here and tell you a little more about my life.
Awesome. I had a really fun time making this video, and I think all of you guys at home are going to enjoy it too. So without further ado, let's start with our first video of the season. Roll it.
Hi. This is my baby Riker, who is all over the place this morning. Yeah. He is the younger one. He just turned 2 years old, and he's honestly such a good baby. I love working with him, but he's very excited to go out, so. To prep for later, when I get home, I go ahead, I fill up their water buckets now. Go ahead, get that out of the way. It's not too hot, so the water isn't gonna get hot. I think it's only getting to 68 today. and then I'll go ahead and put hay in their stalls. I'll sweep. Normally I go ahead and put down more bedding right now, but tonight I have to run to the feed store after classes, so you guys will get to tag along for that. I'll pick up more shavings and more feed since you saw my horses were low, so I go ahead and get it before I run out. Alrighty, so now it's time to go ahead and get their hay ready for this evening. Open a new bale. I always make sure to take the baling twine off so that doesn't accidentally get thrown in with the hay into a horse's stall. Don't need a horse getting twine wrapped around them. And you can see how that hay is good quality. You don't want it moldy. You want it nice and dry, fresh. You can see some orchard grasses in there, some timothy, and some clover. So this is good stuff, and they eat it right up. So before I leave the barn in the mornings to go up to the house and get ready for classes or my day, I always check a few things. I make sure the horses have hay and water outside, check, and I always want to make sure that their fence is plugged in. They have an electric fence to keep them in, so I want to make sure that's plugged in so they don't get any ideas throughout the day. Granted, they never really do, but it would be my luck the day I forget it. They go ahead and test it out. So now that this is taken care of for the day, I'm gonna head up to the house, get ready for classes, and then go to school. So as a commuter student, I do drive about 20 minutes to classes every day. I'm normally on campus all day. To fit the horse girl stereotype, I do drive a large truck. She's great, but she goes through a lot of gas, so. Guys are ready to come in, so I unplug the fence. Ren is here thinking he's helping. Oops. Tater here is very much ready to come in, but Riker's always first, so. Tater is a pony I've had since she was 2 years old. She's traveled all around the country with me. Her and Ren clearly get along. And her and I've kind of been inseparable since day one. She's been the coolest to train, and I really like spending my time with her. So we're gonna go ahead and go ride her today. So now that we're all done, I'll let Tater cool down by getting some grass to eat in the yard. It's not like we don't have enough for her to trim. You just saw me ride her Western. There's disciplines of riding that I could go into, talk about forever. She was broke Western, did a bunch of cutting, and she also knows the 100 jumpers, which is super cool, but I really just like hopping on after a long day, riding her around for just a little bit, and chill and relax and then spend time with her because she's so sweet and special.
Hello and welcome back everyone. I hope you enjoyed that video as much as I did. I know I had no idea what the qualities of hay were and what kind of ingredients went into a good bale of hay, but what do you think about the recording process?
It was great. Actually, watching back the video just now made me super happy. makes me appreciative of my day and how I get to spend it with these animals. And yeah, recording it added a little bit to my daily routine, but it was fun. I think the horses thought it was interesting.
Yeah, I really enjoyed seeing a close-up look of kind of your routines and chores and whatever. And we're going to talk about a little bit more in depth about some of the things we saw in that video, so make sure to stick around after these short messages.
And it could be your last chance to see one occur for 2 decades, as the next time one will be visible over the continental U.S.
He's May 84. Yarrow told police in the hospital that he had pressed the doorbell and waited.
They mix with oxygen and nitrogen. They can briefly
What's going on?
Yeah, dude, we go on at like 11:30. It's like
No.
What do you mean no?
It's 10:30.
10:30?
Matt, it's 10:30.
What do you mean it's 10:30? Hey, don't touch that. That's my ladder.
Hey, man.
Whoa. You know this book was already discounted 10%?
Wow. Get a close up with that one. Matthew,
Look at that.
Can we go back inside? I want to sleep in the studio again.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Hi again, and welcome back, everyone. So let's dive into some of the stuff we saw before the break. I personally thought the video was super cool, like I said, because I had no idea how much work really went into the kind of stuff that you do. So I guess for everyone at home, can you just start from the beginning and just tell us how you got into this line of work?
Yeah, so the horse thing was always a passion of my mom's. And then I, of course, started growing up with that and eventually wanted my own pony. So my mother was awesome, but she did not go get me my own pony. No, she went and got me a huge Appaloosa who wasn't trained or broke at all. So we trained him together, and I think that was the start of the whole thing. He was a turd ball. I love him though immensely, and he'll always have a special place in my heart for that. And then as I got older, my mom was running a lesson program. I was riding those horses, keeping them tuned up for her. And as a joke, I got a job at the Renaissance Festival here in New York. And the joust crew actually picked me up, and I started riding in the shows. So I was training like the horses you see the knights riding. I would ride in the shows, do the whole lance and quintain routine, which you have a lance and you put it through a tiny little metal circle, and yeah, it was quite a thing. And after that, I knew I was hooked. I wanted to start training other people's horses professionally, and there I went.
That's awesome. I had no idea that it was kind of grown out of a family relationship like that.
Yeah.
Can you give us some of like the responsibilities that come with being a professional trainer and having to take care of other people's horses like that? I'm sure you must be like careful, I guess, but it seems like a lot of work to make sure you're doing the right thing.
Yeah, so it is quite a bit of work. I'll never forget my first client horse. I was so excited. They officially signed that piece of paper that says, hey, you're responsible for her now. It's hard juggling it all, but it comes easy when you think of them all as your own horse. So anything I would do with my own, I do with theirs. They get top care, and I make time for them. They're part of your family. I never saw any distinction between client horses and my own. they all got equally loved and annoyed by me every day.
Wow, that's amazing. And I'm just curious too, like, do you have an estimate of how many horses you think you've taken care of over the years? Like, is it a small number or is it a huge number in the hundreds? Or
it has to be in the hundreds, because when I was down south working for a trainer and helping him, we would have at least 30 horses in at a time. Thinking of my own barn, at least 30 horses at a time. And I've been doing this since, oh geez, it's over 10 years now, probably 15, 20, wow, yeah, close to 20 years now. I can't even put a number on it, but many. Of course, there's a few special ones that I'll never forget. But yeah, each of them made an impact on me for sure.
Wow, and you mentioned you did work in the South too, so where in the South were you placed?
Yeah, so I grew up in northern New York and I made my way down to southern Tennessee. That is quite a difference, but it was fun. You get to learn a different way of life, a different way of living, and a different type of horse training for sure.
Yeah, I'm sure it's a whole different culture than up here. And I'm not sure if you've been anywhere else in terms of competitions, or did you have a favorite spot that you really loved working in, or even just going to see and seeing the life there and culture?
Yeah, so I think probably everyone's favorite is Fort Worth and the Will Rogers Stadium. That's the coolest. You have so many world shows there. NCHA, so the National Cutting Horse Association, holds a bunch of their shows there. Appaloosa Worlds used to be there. It's quite a historic stadium, and many of the best horsemen in the United States have rode there. So that was definitely one of my favorites. But I think my favorite place I traveled to was in Louisiana. We got to stop at the Duck Commander Station on a break, and I'll never forget that. That was so cool, getting to meet like the cast and crew of Duck Dynasty and seeing their workplace. It's totally off subject, but that was my favorite.
What, does it look the same as it looks on TV or no?
Identical. There is no difference.
Wow.
And they must just set up a camera and film because nothing changes.
Wow, that's a cool thing to put on your resume. You met Duck Dynasty.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Also, like in terms of the future too, do you see yourself doing this as a job or continuing? I know as you're in the broadcasting program now, it's obviously a huge difference between the two worlds, but do you see yourself having that playing a role in your life in the future, or is it kind of more of a personal hobby type thing?
That's a great question that I will continue to think on. I definitely see it staying in my life for quite a while. Definitely as a hobby. I would love to maybe work it into my future career with broadcast, maybe do some horse journalism on the side, do some broadcasts for AQHA, world shows. I don't think I'll ever be without horses. We'll leave it at that.
That's so cool that it's like a lifelong pathway. Now let's segue into the school. Like you mentioned, you're in the broadcasting program, as am I. So what's your career path there? Do you have any goals or aspirations you'd like to achieve?
Yeah, so I definitely want to do reporting, anchoring in the future. I love TV journalism, and I would like to do more of that foreign correspondent work. I love traveling, and obviously with the horses, got a taste of that. And it's fun traveling for your career. You get to meet so many people, see so many places, and it would be great to go ahead and do that reporting in foreign countries and meet other people over there.
Do you have a specific country or place that you'd like to work in?
Yeah, for sure Italy.
Wow.
My family's super Italian, so it would be great to go over there and do some work.
Yeah, I know my family at home who's watching this will love that too. We're all, my grandma's from Italy too, so it'll be good. Do you have a specific region or place that you dream of visiting or working in?
I don't know if there's a specific region or place in Italy. I'd like to go over there and explore them all, but northern Italy seems like quite a vibe.
I know, I've personally been there. My grandma's from Trento,
okay,
all the way up north, basically in Austria.
Yeah.
I've been there. The mountains are beautiful. It's like you get to go snow-capped mountains. She lives in a little valley town in a valley. It's just so picturesque and amazing. So I hope you end up there one day.
Yeah.
And one final thing I'd like to wrap up with. I know you're a runner. I had to put this in there because we've talked about this before.
Yeah.
And I was a track and field athlete in high school. So what are some of your hobbies, or like, can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so I started running kind of as a joke. I was riding less horses because I got out of training professionally, going back to being a full-time student, and I needed something to do with all this time and energy. So I went ahead and I started running every day, and then I fell in love with that, and I can't imagine my life without the sport now. I do a bunch of fun local races, travel across the state. I did a half marathon this summer, which 3 years ago, if you would have asked if I was going to be doing that, I would have laughed, because what? That's insane. And like I said, now it's great. My dog comes with me, keeps him busy as well.
That's so cool. Yeah, just one final thing to wrap in there. I think Gabby's a really cool person, so I had to put that in there as a fellow runner. But after the break, we will be looking at some snapshots from your lives. You think you're interested? Want to find out more? You should stick around to find out.
La 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 la. Free. La 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 la. La 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 la. Free.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
We'll deep dive into our feelings in our Real Talk segment. Stay tuned because it's about to get real.
And it could be your last chance to see one occur for 2 decades, as the next time one will be visible over the continental U.S.
He's May 84. Yarrow told police in the hospital that he had pressed the doorbell and waited.
They mix with oxygen and nitrogen. They become briefly
All right, everyone, so welcome to Snapshots for tonight. Let's take a look at some of our first snapshots of the season. These are some photos I've collected from our crew, audience members at home, and some of my own photos from the summer. So let's see what everyone's been up to. If we could put the first picture up now, please. So this is the cute little story. Over the summer or last spring, my parents started sending me photos of a bunny that lived in our backyard. And I thought I would never make it home in time after the semester to see the little bunny, but he would live outside my window and I would just look out and he would be a little friend. If it was a boy, his name was Blue. If it was a girl, his name was Blue, or her name was Bluebell. I think it's so cute. Don't you? I don't know about you, but I love bunnies. They're so adorable.
It's kind of precious. I always kind of wanted to capture one in my backyard, but you know, that never really worked out, so.
Oh, yeah. We just let it sit out there, but he would sit out there all summer and I'd just be like, hi. But a funny story now is my housemates and I up here have recently found that a little bunny lives in our bush outside. So it's like, they're just following me around everywhere.
So you have multiple pet rabbits?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Not officially, but yeah.
They're your rabbits.
Do you have any like dream pet that you would have?
No, no, I feel like I've had my dream pets. Having the horses around has been awesome. I have the best border collie in the world. I think I wanted a rabbit. I mean,
Yeah.
I had one when I was really little, but I was like too young to do anything with them. So maybe now I'd get a rabbit, yeah.
Yeah, it's like my dream to have like a little baby one and just watch it grow up. Let's move to the next one if we can, please. So this was sent in by our graphics operator, Emily. She's a member of the crew team here at Oswego, which is like the rowing team for those of you at home that may not know. She was at a practice last night at the marina until night, and this was the picture. And first of all, I love it just because it's such a pretty picture, like composition-wise and everything, and the colors. And honestly, too, it reminded me of Halloween, which is like Halloween is coming up because it's October 1st today, guys. Reminder. So what do you think? We're officially in fall now.
Yeah, I think it's great. I'm excited for Halloween. I'm excited for fall. I don't like that midterms are.
Let's not talk about that.
Yeah, but you brought up October, so.
Let's not talk about that one. Let's not for tonight. But yeah, I'm getting used to fall now, and especially too with baking too. Like one of my friends at home, we've been exchanging recipes, like we need to try this, so that's like my favorite part of fall, I think. But we see the leaves changing on campus, and now we got this spooky moonlight views too. So thank you, Emily, for sending in that photo. That was really, really cool submission. And if we could move to the next one, please. So this is from another one that I submitted because this was from my summer. I worked in New York City over the summer, and this is in Madison Square Park in the Flatiron District. And I would just take lunch breaks outside, and there'd be this jazz band playing. I saw them play a couple different times, but this is just the epitome of like peacefulness, and I loved it. I don't know, it was just very summery to me.
Yeah.
We talked about fall, now we're talking about summer, but
I know, throw it back for a quick second, right?
Did you know there was a park, there could be a park in the middle of New York City?
No, I know. I know I'm probably gonna have to make my way down to New York City for the broadcast stuff. I'm a little nervous for my city girl moment, but that looked quite nice.
Yeah.
I could get into that.
It was just so peaceful. I'd just sit there in the sun and on the little bench and listen to the music play, and you have like all the car honks behind you, but it was just such a peaceful area, and I recommend for those of you at home that are going to go to New York City to go take a look there. Yeah.
You might just sell me on it yet.
Yeah. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. And can we look at the next photo, please? So this is from one of our members here at the studio as well, Sam Keeney. She has two frogs named Pistachio and Walnut, right? Those are their names?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure. So quick shout out to Pistachio and Walnut. They are so cute.
So cute.
What do you think? What do you think?
I'm absolutely obsessed. I think I was telling you earlier that I was just out today on my nature walk run with my dog, and I stopped and took so many pictures of frogs because it's probably going to be the last warm weekend we have, and I took full advantage of that. So I'm perfectly fine with looking at more pictures of frogs.
Yeah, they were so cute. Like, and I love the color of them. It's like and Sam, you did a great job of picking names because the pistachio is obviously a pistachio color.
So
looks just like ice cream.
Oh my gosh, don't make me hungry.
Yeah. Where did you go to see the frogs? You said you went to see.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
where can people at home find that?
Oh, well, the Sterling Nature Center. It's right over by Fairhaven. It's like my favorite spot to just go chill. There's a bunch of good trails to run on. Also, it's just quiet and peaceful. It gives me a break from everything. It's right on the lake too, so you get to enjoy the water.
I've been there before. It's really peaceful.
Yeah.
Do you have any other hiking recommendations or nature recommendations around here? I'm trying to figure stuff out.
And if you want to go a little further away, the Keuka Outlet Trail, there's a bunch of old mills on it. That's where I ran the half marathon on, and it was gorgeous. Half the time I was running with a friend. We'd be like, oh my gosh, let's stop and look at the frogs. Let's look at this pond. And then we're like, oh my gosh, we're in the middle of a race. So yeah, it's definitely worth going. I'd go again, for sure.
Totally, I'd love to check that out too.
Yeah.
I don't know about running through it, but.
I don't know again either, for being honest. That was a bit much.
Well, thank you to everyone at home for sending snapshots in. I would love to see what's going on in your lives at home, especially after this long summer break. I know people have had busy summers, so there's got to be one picture, good picture that came out of it. So do you have a snapshot in mind? Send it into our Instagram at @smile_WTOP10 to have your snapshot featured next episode. It's a really cool opportunity. I'm looking forward to seeing what you all have to share. So thank you, Gabby, so much for coming on tonight. It was so much fun learning more about you and some of your work. Do you have any final thoughts?
No, it was great being here. I'm happy to share it with everyone, especially shine a little light on the horse industry and keep that going and hopefully get some more people involved in it.
Yeah, I know. It was super unique perspective, so thank you again. And thank you all at home for joining us to celebrate the start of our second season. That's all the time we have for today, but make sure to tune in again in 2 weeks to meet another amazing person and learn another amazing story. Thanks again, everyone. Have a good night, and remember to smile because you're on camera.
Just go. Hey! Welcome to the second installment of Drive-Thru Fiesta. We're off to Duncan! Of course. It's a cat. Maybe I can get a refresher, but I'll get it with coconut milk today. That'll change it. I got it once. I think it was one of the first times we got Dunkin' together, and I did not like it. I was not a fan. I like one of them and not the other, but honestly, I don't remember which flavor it was that I liked with the coconut fruit. What is that? It's like a skunk. Because when I drove over, it smelled so bad. Have you ever been sprayed by a skunk? No, but didn't we for some reason have this conversation not too long ago, and I said yes, like as a joke, and you were like, bro, you have to send it tomato soup? I was like, yeah, it's just chilling in the bath. Wait, so you lied to me? Well, I told you amongst that conversation that I was kidding. I don't think I remember. Maybe it wasn't you, but I don't know who else it would have been. I don't talk to anybody else. I got the Dunkin' truck. Oh, let's hop on. We have arrived at the Dunkin'. Okay. Because I don't know what I want. Ooh, I want a breakfast taco. Don't listen to my car. It's always dying. It's our favorite one. Do you think he watches our show? He goes to school here. Probably not. Thank you. Wait, turn to the school. Oh, not here. Okay. I said turn into the school when we get to it. I was like, I can't even turn there. What did I say again? I don't know. I've never gave her a name. Let's name my car, guys. Baja Blast. Baja. That's his name. We're gonna go eat by the lake. No, we're gonna explore. There's like a scenic route. Never. Oh, look at the lake. Alright, so today's episode, we're gonna, we have a little craft to do. No spoils though. Oh no, wait, am I going right or left? Oh, I don't know actually. I would say flip a coin. Tails. What is that? All right, right. There we go. Anyways, after our little craft, well, or not after, I think it would like during or before or like both. Yeah. We're gonna talk a little bit about our New York City trip. Wow. But yeah, we went to New York City for spring break. Well, for like a day, not like we went like to New York City for like a week. We went and spent the day there, did a couple things. I don't want to go into too much detail because I don't have anything to talk about. But we did get some footage. So insert footage. Don't hit this guy. I want to hit him. I'm just kidding. I'm sure he's a great. Oh, never mind. I won't hit him. Oh my god. Oh my god. We're not out. It's so loud. Look at that mural. No help. I don't want to just see that. Wow. Bye, everybody. Whoa. That is awesome. Whoa. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. I'm so sorry I disturbed you. You're making me look like an idiot. I think you're doing that yourself. Oh, good job! Good job, you made something. I think I did that. Oh, go to the next one.
Yeah.
Oh, where are we going? We're coming this way. Oh. Oh. Is there a Taco Bell this way?
No, I got you.
Look at that. Yes, because the sun is definitely see the building. Walking on the rocks. Pew, pew, pew. Where are we? Central Park. Wow. Oh. Oh. I was gonna get a video of you. Saying it's my mom. Oh. Look at that view. Whoa, look how nice she looks. Me? Yeah. Look at the city over there. Isn't that cool? I love being on this side of it and not in it. Goodness. Oh my god, I can't see. You put your thing I gotta put my visor on. Sorry guys. I'm like where are we? We're just in a field. Yeah. Although we turned and we're driving the other way now. So like are we getting closer to like I feel like oh my god. Yeah, I would say turn left. Yeah, this is before. To wrap it up, we're not lost. We aren't lost. We saw a sign. We don't need directions. We got this. Yeah. That got cut off, so. And then and it was important. We needed to make sure you guys knew. Because otherwise, we wouldn't be able to make it to the show. Yeah, I already know where we are. Oh yeah, we have a little brown track. But alright, we'll see you live in a few after this break.
Hey guys, it's me, Isabella Gomez, filling in for Smokey Bear because he's got more to say than just...
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Like, if you're outside enjoying a barbecue, don't let a hamburger distract you from fire safety. Make sure you aren't dumping your hot coals or ashes onto the ground because that could start a wildfire. So take wildfire prevention seriously and let's save the world one day at a time. Juntos con Smokey Bear, podemos hacerlo. Go to smokeybear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move. So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Drive-through Fiesta.
Oh yes, we are back for our second episode of, you know, the best show on earth, of course.
With the funniest host.
That's us.
Yes.
It is still Women's History Month.
And we're still women.
Yeah. This Friday is actually the Women Are Funny That Way Day.
That's still men's way of saying women aren't funny. So we're going to rename it to Quinn and Andrea Day because we're just so funny.
We have a fun little show for you tonight. We're going to talk a little bit about our spring break.
We have a little craft.
A little craft. How fun. What is this?
Oh my goodness.
So, for spring break, we did go to New York City, but we made a little pit stop in Albany.
At Dave and Buster's.
At her place. And yeah, we went to Dave and Buster's. Well, we were going to go to, what was it called? Five Wits? Five Wits? Yeah. 5 Wits, the little escape room place. But that was closed because it was really bad out. So we went to Dave and Buster's, and we won these. But
mine, what does yours say?
Meow.
Mine says boss babe.
But yeah, so then after that day, the really bad stormy day.
Oh my god, it was terrible. We almost crashed.
A couple times.
Because it was me driving.
Yeah.
We already crashed. I've never crashed in this car, but I currently have.
Oh, well that's good. I'm glad. But after our little day in Albany,
we went down to New York City.
Yes, we went to New York City for the day, had some fun. Me, Andrea, and Ryan went. We went, well, okay, so we were in the train station. I don't know, what do you want to start with that story, or?
Unpopular opinion of me and Quinn. You might think differently of us, but we are not the biggest fans of dogs.
Yes, and so of course our first experience in New York City was getting off the train, standing there waiting for Ryan, who's always putzing. He's going to the bathroom. He's in the bath for like an hour and a half, and in that time we're standing there, and this man walks over with his dog. He's just dragging the dog as the dog, is going potty, being dragged. And I mean, I felt bad for the dog, but I was still like, ew, get that dog away.
Then, also in New York City, we saw our friend Lily.
Yes, good old Lily. Some people might actually know her.
You probably do.
She has been on here before. Well, not Drive-Thru Fiesta, but she's a part of all the Oswego stuff and all that fun.
There she is again. We also went to the Natural History Museum.
Yes, that's kind of what we spent like a lot of time at the Natural History Museum.
I wanted to go there.
Yeah, and we did like a lot of stuff at the Natural History Museum. We saw a little space show. I mean, it was 5 minutes, but we saw it.
brought our little men.
We
Yeah,
did. We
did
brought
see
our
a
men.
show.
We did bring our men to New York City. They're currently hanging on the taco right now. But yeah, so I don't know. There was like this huge area with like a bunch of gems. Oh, here's the men with the taco. We spent a lot of.
Oh, one of them fell off.
The front one fell off too.
Oh, no!
But we spent a lot of time in this little gem area, playing around. In the vlog portion
Gym
earlier.
area?
Gem.
We are not spending time in a gym area.
We don't spend time at the gym. No, the gem area. In the vlog portion, when she was messing around with that little screen, connecting like the chemicals. That was there. That was kind of fun.
Yeah.
We literally spent like an hour in that little gem area.
We did.
Yes. But it was fun.
That was
and then
cool.
Yeah, and then we saw dinos.
Yes.
Well, the bones of dinos, but we saw the bones of dinos.
dinos.
So that's fun.
Yeah, and then we obviously ate food in New York City.
Well, Ryan wanted, what is it called? MoMA? Is that what that?
MoMA.
MoMA, yeah, MoMA, the art museum. Ryan wanted to go there, so he did. But then we went and we got
Five Guys.
Five Guys, good old Five Guys. We were talking about it as a joke, and then we looked it up, and there turned out to be a Five Guys like 5 minutes. 5
minutes away.
Yeah.
With Five Guys in it.
There's the Five Guys. Me with the Five Guys. Yeah, it was yummy.
Where are the Five Guys?
Well, I don't know. I see it up there. I don't know. Five Guys.
There's 4 guys right here.
And well, we're missing. We lost our other 2.
The ones we brought to New York City, I forgot to bring back.
They're in New York City.
I brought them back from New York City, but they're in like my purse in my room somewhere. Don't worry, they're safe.
They're there just in case she needs to pull out her.
What?
Oh no.
No. That's me with them in the Natural History
Yeah, the
Museum with
little men went to see the dinos too.
Yes. They went sightseeing. And
I love the dinosaur right above you.
I know.
You're about to get.
It's kind of yeah.
About to
it's kinda
snatch
fun
you
and
up.
fresh.
Yeah.
That's so scary.
The dinosaur snatching you up?
I would be dead.
I wouldn't be complaining.